This is London and Denise here with Newsstop with Denise, Scott, and London. How are you doing, Denise?
I am doing well, London. How are you today?
I'm doing well too. I just love your beautiful necklace and everything you have on today.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I try to be springy.
Yes, it looks springy too. By the way, I am thanking Miss Denise Scott for providing me with these beautiful necklaces from her business.
One of the wood collections. That is so beautiful.
Pretty.
Yes, and it's so nice with the purple. I love the shirt.
Thank you. I just kind of like the shirt too. So, Miss Denise today and everyone, since we are doing this all the time for our Monday night prayer. So, Denise, I just want to talk about a few things. Now, I'll maybe kind of start a couple things off, and I want to ask you some things, and we'll see back and forth. In conversation, we want a conversation about things that we always need to pray about. What came to my mind, some of it is the shape that our world is in. And it's just some areas that I noticed that when I was driving, and I just noticed how some people, it's like a lot of people, I'm looking up and down the street, it's another spirit out there. It's not a spirit of life in some areas. It's a spirit of, it's this devastating kind of a feeling of everything is real still, like it's an abandoned, like a ghost town, but people are still in it. And I was telling you guys, I was telling Miss Denise that people are just walking down the street. They're standing on the corners. I don't know where their mind is at. I don't know if they're on something or if they're not, or if they're stressed out, or whatever the problem is. It has taken their mind somewhere. And I remember it's pulling up to a light, park and stopping where I should stop, and the fellow walks by and looks at me as if that I am in his way. And then he put something on, he just kept walking. It's like his body almost sideswiped the van, like, yeah. So I was just thankful that he wasn't in the mindset that he wanted to just cut up, Then I looked at where he was walking past another guy, and he's standing there. He's looking like he's just lost. And then he walks across the street, and both seem like he both had this kind of spirit. And then there's another person standing there, just standing waiting for, and they're just, I don't know what, and it's just like, we just need to pray for the Lord to bless our communities, our families, start the families, our neighborhoods and our communities, and for our states, our cities, and our world. Because whatever's going on is like, I'll just say we might rebuke the enemy in the name of Jesus, because it looks like it's like a takeover is happening, and nobody knows what to do. And all we say, we need God. That's why we need to pray. Mr. Denise, anything you want to talk about?
I have to agree with you wholeheartedly. It's sad because I'm seeing it in younger and younger kids and teenagers just hanging on the street corners without anything to do. And I think that the world needs to be prayed for, because especially if they're in their 20s and 30s and they're walking around like zombies, this world is so chaotic enough. We don't need our young people adding, something like that in the mix of everything else that's going on. Prayer, and it's all about mindset too, and how they're raised and the upbringing, and but because we have a community where I live in, and they're talking about shutting down the convenience stores because teenagers and 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds just hanging out in the street corner, selling their marijuana and doing whatever. And the killing is what's really sad about this, because it's done been over 4 to 7 shootouts in this one little neighborhood, and you have kids and small kids, running through in and out. So yeah, I think that we do need to pray, especially for their mindsets and the direction that they need to go in to better their lives. Because what I'm seeing so far, if they keep going down this path, their 30s and 40s not looking good.
Yes, and that exactly, you said the one of the words I had in my mind I mean, since the law's been passed, and I want to say this because I asked the doctor about it, um, because one of my family members has immune deficiency disease, and
Mm.
they trying to get years ago. Oh, you need to take some marijuana, medical marijuana. She said, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I mean, because she wasn't experiencing any pain or anything, but they were just trying to say now. Some people do take it, but I asked the doctor about it. I said, and the doctor said no. She said, do not take that because a lot of people have been going into the hospital after using medical marijuana a lot. So I'm wondering if people are just not limiting it. They just, you know, they're just taking it. And I know it's also a recreational thing as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I do know, and they used to do this a long time ago. You don't see it anymore. Now it's just you can do whatever you want. But it used to be, and I don't know if you remember, a long time ago, and I was a whole lot younger then. And they put an egg and they fried it on TV. They fried the egg and on a skillet,
Your
like,
brain on drugs.
and they said, "This is your brain on drugs." It had said marijuana, um, because now what I did learn about marijuana that if it used to be part of your memory that you can't get back.
Mm.
Something stop being an alcoholic thing you can recover. But marijuana, and I know some people that, and they went, I don't even know how they went to work. And their eyes would never be open. Whenever I saw their eyes fully open, they weren't on, they didn't take the marijuana. I'm like, they would go out lunchtime. And that's before they had made it legalized, And they're not the one that old. You ask them a question about something and they didn't remember. They couldn't remember. So I would say there's a lot of mind control going on in the world today because this is a controlling substance that, in other words, if you had the mind to get up and you had visions and dreams and plans, things you want to do and you want to go out there and move forward in it. But if you're doing that a lot, you probably be too relaxed to do too much. You know what I mean? It takes your mind to another place. So I'm not knocking the whole thing. Some people may need it for pain or whatever. But I just want to say that the medical advice from the doctor, she said no. She said they're finding out that a lot of people are taking medical marijuana and they're ending up in the hospital with complications. So
Mm.
think about it. Think about it. And so that's something to pray about. Also, I'm going to get back to Miss Denise in a minute. The other thing we want to pray about is, and you already mentioned how people are just killing each other, but I've just been hearing and seeing a lot how uh, men usually, and I'm pretty sure women may do it, but what I've been hearing was men with girlfriends or wives or partners, if they want to leave them or get a divorce or something's just not right, they just kill them.
Mm.
They kill them. So it's just like, wow, that, one young lady had her boyfriend, she was only 18 years old. I know they were just, boyfriend partners. Then there was another young lady that was married, young woman, and he killed her because that she was trying to get a divorce.
Mm.
And so I would say, if you're going to do something like that, though, bit of advice, don't, if you see something really wrong on it, it's not good to just tell everything and then, you rub it in their face because you don't know what they're going to do. I would say I was in a marriage and I had to get away. And I didn't. I knew not to say anything. And I planned the whole thing to get away safely with the children. But the interesting thing, that's why we need God, folks. So we can make plans and all. Without God, we can do nothing. My plan, I had the place, I had everything because the marriage wasn't going good to the point where it was going to take the children down and me down. I had mommy, you got to watch out for the kids, right?
Yes.
So the funniest thing that in the middle of getting the U-Haul to move everything, and see, I'm thinking that this person is going to work every day. He wasn't going to work, but I'm thinking he's going to work. And I think he was involved in some criminal activity too. but I didn't know. So the interesting thing, as soon as now my parents happened to be there at that time, and um, they were sitting there watching me. Maybe they probably thought they was going to help me. I didn't know. All that, help me and the kids get out of there, whatever. And if they hadn't been there, no telling what he might have done. And I'm glad he wasn't like some people. They'll just take the whole family out, whoever they see. But the Lord told me to write a letter and put it on the bed. And I didn't tell him exactly why I was leaving. It was because everything was going downhill. I don't know about if he was working or not working. He says he's going to work. He's not going to work. Educated guy. And so the Lord told me how to, he said, write a letter, put it on the bed so he'll read it, and I just made it appear to be, I'm leaving to give you some space to think. So I didn't say I'm leaving because you're doing this, and this, and I'm running with the kids. So, but lo and behold, while I'm thinking I'm just about getting out of there, guess who comes home? He did.
Oh.
Came home. Yes, he did. And he came in. My mom and my dad was standing there, so that probably was a good thing. And I'm getting the kids getting ready. I'm getting my piano. I had the piano. I was getting all my stuff, putting it in the truck, and thinking I'm gonna make a clean getaway. Then tell him I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know some dangerous things was looking kind of dangerous already. But he ran back there. He read the letter. He read that letter. He went to the bedroom. I guess God knew he was gonna go to the bedroom first. Then he came back and grabbed me, and he almost drugged me back to the bedroom. Like I guess my father was he was in the army, so he probably would have done something, but he did it so fast until if something was to go down real quick. But he drugged me back to the room and sat on the bed with him, and he read the letter. He said, "You know what? You're right." So whatever the Lord told me to write in the letter, another I'm saying is, if you're leaving somebody, try to be more peaceful about it, because these people these days, they might shoot you, hit you in the head, choke you, because they don't want you to go. Like the quickest reaction. So it is, and praying about people that's just shooting people, relationships, and beautiful girls are getting killed, like their whole life ahead of them because of a guy, and he didn't like the fact that she was leaving or whatever. Same thing with the wife. So we got to be so careful. So we're praying about all these killings, not just that, but also other killings and missing people.
Yes.
Miss Denise, anything else you have to say before we stop?
I just want to say I do agree with you on everything that you just said, and I think that it's sad that the people that are using the medical marijuana, to the point of they're hurting themselves, because there are people out there that really need it, like people that have sickle cell, people that have epilepsy, lupus. There's so many people out there that need it, and the way that they're going about doing things, especially if they're dying, that you're consuming too much. You really need to, again, it's all about that mindset. But I would like to pray for the people that are getting killed, especially in these crowded places, especially because there's children there, and you never know. You're taking your family out for an outing, and you never know that by the end of the day, people are going to have to get that call that their family members have been killed, just by going out. So I want to pray for them as well. And it does happen here a lot, as far as men killing the girlfriend or the wife, the child, as well as then turning around and putting a gun on themselves. So I wish that the men would get help, because it's not always about thinking that you have to be strong and mighty and you're just a breadwinner. Show your emotions. Let people know that you're having problems, and don't take it out on your family just because it's not going your way, because everybody has the right to leave, but they don't have the right to die, especially by the hands of someone that they say that they love. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
That is very well said. I know this is getting kind of long, but I think it's much needed. I'm going to try. Hopefully I'll be able to plug most of this in there. But we're talking today about what to pray about. We're also, we'll come back again later, but we just thought that there's so much that I'm seeing and that you're seeing and the world is seeing today. And we're on a good note that we ask you, if you need an anchor, it's God, it's Jesus. And
Amen.
have that in your life, no matter what's going on in the world. He said you will be in the world, but you will not be of the world. And so many things that's happening in the world, you will see it. Well, that in Psalms, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, 10,000 at thy right hand, but none shall come nigh thee. The God will protect you and keep you. But there's a lot of healing needs to go on in so many different areas, whether it be health, whether it be the mind, whether it be the spirit. People have emotional issues or what happened to them, and they don't know where to turn. So we're praying about all of that. But on the good note, God can fix it all,
Amen.
Miss Denise.
Amen.
And thank you for clarifying that about the medical marijuana. I don't know if she might have said it, because I'm just thinking when she told me that, she didn't give me details. But if you're not anything, too much of anything is not good. Like to say, take a little bit of this or dosage. You have to treat it like medication, or even any kind of medication that you can take too much of, like a painkiller. Some people would put a whole lot of, like, wait a minute, you taking that? You're not supposed to take 2. No, you got 6, 7. Wow. So
I have a couple of people in my family that have cancer, that have lupus. My one of my best cousins in the world, she was like a sister to me. She passed away from lupus, and she had to get a shot in her hip, in her bones every 3 months just to walk.
Mm-hmm.
So, they were told for relaxation, to smoke and, just to ease up some of that pain, because they didn't want to keep taking all those pain pills and painkillers all the time.
Doesn't it come in pill form too, though? Doesn't it? This just coming in. Now I think they come in different forms. Like, if you want to, is that
gummies, concentrate, where you can infuse it in your food.
If you don't have smoke in your lungs, you can, it's different ways, I guess, according to the person, right?
Mm-hmm. There's some that you can cook with as well.
I do know of a young lady that has ministered with us. She has stage 4 cancer, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
But she's had it 14 years. She's still living, and she's doing a lot of holistic things, and I do believe she's using the medical marijuana. So you have to know, you have to kind of know what you're doing, know your body, and know how to care for yourself, and just, so that's part of it.
Like you would if you was taking a prescription medication.
Yeah, prescriptions.
In doses.
Don't just, you're right. So anyway, but that's what to pray about, folks. Healing for our world, healing for our families, our neighborhoods, our communities. And then we're going to pray for healing for the churches, and that God will keep our churches going strong, because we need the churches, and we need the Christian community, and we need the prayers of the righteous, which availeth much. So on that note, Mr. Neve Scott, oh my God, thank you so much for putting in and ministering today. And until next time, you all be blessed. Remember, this is Newsstop with Denise Scott in London. See you, Mr. Denise.
Have a blessed day, everyone.
Bye-bye.